Welcome to Cracking the Cryptic, and I'm having a look at a puzzle by SOTER today, which therefore promises to be pretty difficult, just based on reputation, if nothing else. So this one features Renbands and region sum lines, but they're curves. They're rarely straight lines, but I'm looking forward to getting to grips with these lines. We'll do that in a moment. Don't forget, we've got a line Sudoku app amongst our marvelous suite of apps. There is Line Sudoku, and it is great fun and features puzzles of this sort of style, and we urge you to give it a go. There's also, of course, other apps, including the Worms lately, which much longer lines in a way pass through those. Do check them out. They're absolutely great fun. We've already got ones by Marty Sears and James Sinclair out there. You can check SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. You can go to that on the links under the video and support Sven. You can support us on Patreon as well, where on the 1st of next month we will be bringing you a new puzzle hunt, and we really urge you to give it a go. It's a brilliant Sudoku hunt across, I think, 11 puzzles. I may have misremembered the number, but it's something close to that, and it's absolutely fantastic. So that'll be coming out very soon. 1st of September. Join us before then anyway. There's loads of past hunts on Patreon to dig into. But let's have a look at Fractured Flow by SOTER. And I'm going to go through the rules now and say that normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. When we're finished, that will occur. Region sum line. So a blue line is divided by the 3x3 box borders into sums of equal value. So let's look at this line. Actually, I should start down there. So this has one segment there, single cell, one segment there, and one 3-cell segment in box 6. And all of those segments have the same sum. Now, a magenta line, it's described as here, somewhere between purple and pink, has a set of non-repeating consecutive values in any order. So this one might run 5, 3, 1, 4, 2 or something. That's it. Very simple pair of rules featured together, and the flow is going to get fractured. I'm going to start the puzzle. Let's get cracking. I mean, where do we go? Let's go here, because this single cell, which is the same as this, represents 3. Well, no, actually, that's quite interesting. I think we almost know what that digit is. So these 5 cells add up to at least 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the minimum fill there. This one must be at least a 1. So that is a total of 16 on 2 of the line segments for this line. So it's at least 16, and those yellow cells are both either 8 or 9. And that is known. This also has a 3-cell segment on its line, so that has to be at least 6. 6 is the minimum because 1, 2, 3 might go on those blues. Now, with 8 or 9, this can't be more than 3, because the most these can add up to is 15. The most the line can add up to is 18. And this digit must repeat in those cells, because if it didn't, we'd have 6 different digits on this line, and the line would add up to at least 20, or these 2 segments would add up to at least 21, rather than 16 or 18, which is the actual truth. Okay, I'm going to look at this other line that has the same sort of shape. Oh, is this actually, this puzzle is brilliantly, it's actually a rotationally symmetrical. I hadn't seen that, but this line is exactly the same shape as this line. This line is rotationally symmetrical to that, this sort of jellyfish shape. And each time in the mirror, as it were, or on the rotation, it changes color. That's amazing, by the way, SOTER. Fantastic. Anyway, this line is 8 cells long. It contains either the digits 1 to 8 or the digits 2 to 9. This cell sees them all. So if that's a 1 to 8 line, this is a 9. If that's a 2 to 9 line, that is a 1. One way of looking at that is that this is an extra region. A region of the 9 Sudoku digits. And we could even do a law of leftovers thing if it made any sense to do it, which it probably doesn't. And say that these two cells in this column must be up here. And I mean, it's true, but I'm not going to mark it because I'm not sure if it really is going to help much. Okay, I'm going to have a little think about this row. So if those digits were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this would be at least a 6, and that would be at least a 7. Oh, and that's actually almost impossible, but not quite impossible. 6 there and 7 there. 6 there would make this at least 9, so that would be a 9. You'd have a 7 here, and that would be a 2. I mean, it would be really helpful if you knew that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line, but what I was actually trying to do was prove it wasn't, and I've failed. Goodness me. Okay, here's another thought. These 5 cells, because those 3 add up to that one and those 2 add up to that one, these 5 add up to the total of those 2, and these 5 must add up to at least 15 between them. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this digit must be at least 6. Well, is that telling us anything about this line? I doubt it very much. No, it really isn't. It really isn't. I don't know where we're going to get any information from. I'm just sort of trying to pick away at things that I can see might be interesting. I mean, I sort of think that was my best deduction, and it wasn't very strong at all. Okay, let's go back to this line where we've got 8 or 9. Oh, hang on. Can yellow appear in one of those cells? Yellow can't be in either of those, any of those cells in box 6. Can it be here? Only if yellow is 8, and then it would be here with a 1 to make a 9 total here. That cannot happen. You can't put a 1 there, because if yellow was 8, one of these 3 cells is going to have to be a 1. Anytime you add up 3 different cells to make 8, they always involve a 1. So yellow is not in one of those 2 cells. Yellow in box 6 is in one of those 2. It's a small thing, but my own. Yellow in the top box, in box 3, is in one of those cells. I'm not even going to dignify that with a marking. Was there anything else about this, though? If this was an 8, we'd know that was 1, and these were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would that do? That would leave 6, 7, and 9 in those cells. It would use up either 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 5 here. That would be at a minimum adding up to 7. I'm not sure what that does, or if indeed it does anything. Central box, I mean, these 2 cells are shared by the 2 lines, but I can't see how that really helps. Simon always focuses on the fact that a 5 or more cell Renban line has a 5 on it, and it often pays dividends for him. It's not something I would really seek to use particularly. I mean, there are places you could use it. You can work out that this isn't a 5 because one of these must be a 5 and must see that cell. But having done that, who cares? Yes, I mean, there are things we can work out, but they're not easy things. Oh, Okay, I hadn't seen this, sorry. These 5 cells are 2 versions of n on this blue jellyfish line. They have to add up to at least 15. So this digit is at least half of 15, which is 7.5. So this is either 8 or 9. This is the other digit to that one, in the sense of one is 8 or 9 and the other is the other. Now, how to use that further? Well, again, if this is 8, these digits are quite known. We would have to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in this box to make 16. That would be a 2, 6 pair. That would be 1, 3, 4. Now, what would that do to our puzzle? These digits would all be 5, 7, 8, or 9. These 4 have to keep clear of these 5. Now, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is if you imagine a set of digits 1 to 9, this is a consecutive group of 5 of those. These 4, therefore, must all be greater or less than this group. And I mean by that greater or less than the whole group. So you could put 1, 2, 8, 9 in these cells, but in fact, there are only about 4 groups of cells that this can be. It could be, well, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. But if that's an 8, I feel like this is definitely low. It's from 1, 3, or 4. If that's an 8, this is low. But these are then from 5, 7, 8, 9, which is fairly high. So they'd have to come from the high end. That could only not, well, 1, 3, and 4. That would be a 1. I think. You couldn't put a 3 there because you couldn't get 1 and 2 into those cells. Same problem with a 4. So actually, if that was an 8, this is a 1. These are high. They are from 9, 8, 7. And this is either a 7 or a 2. That's quite interesting. I need to think about that a bit more. Whereas if this is an 8, these digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 1. That's actually a bit less powerful. It's very, I'd love to prove that was an 8. And I actually thought this was likely to be a 9 earlier on when we were thinking about this line and the fact that if that's an 8, this is very constrained. And it constrains this a bit as well. What is the flow of digits here? What's going on? Okay, let's think about the 8 here again. This would become a 1. These would probably be 9, 8. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's dwell on that a little more. One of these would have to be, if this is an 8, one of these is going to have to be high. Because remember, 5, 7, 8, 9 are sitting in those cells. So these are going to have to be too high for this group. And they're going to have to include 9. We can't put 9 there, but we must have a high digit. So 9 will be in one of these. Right, if 9 was there, that digit would have to be a 7. It sees an 8, 9 pair. So you'd have 9 there, 7, 8 here. That was an 8 then. I don't know, maybe it's... Maybe it's not as constrained as I'm imagining it is. No, it probably isn't. Okay, I'm barking up the wrong tree slightly. I would still give a lot to know which one of these is the 8. One of them is an 8 and is useful. Which one do you think it is? Is it yellow? There is an 8 on this line, whatever stamp it has. The trouble is, a long renban is not a very helpful line. That is my contention at the moment. It's really weird because when you look at a renban puzzle, you think the long ones are the helpful ones, but it turns out the short ones often give you a bit more information. Okay, if that was a 9, this is no more than 6. Now, what's that doing to this? We've worked out, actually, that there's a way for this line to be low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 6 there and 7 there, and 8, 9 over here. As mad as that is, it is possible for that to be very low. Now, again, let's think about if that's a 9 and this was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then we've got 1, 7, 8, 9 to fit here. That's going to have to be 1 in that case. This would be 7 or 8, and the other high digits would be here. If that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we've got 1, 2, 8, 9. That doesn't have to be 1, 2. As long as this is lower than that, it's okay. I don't know. If it was 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 on this line, here we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. That might mess up this box. If that's a 9, these add up to 18. If these were from 1, 2, 3, 4, they couldn't be any more than 4, 3, 25. These two would have to add to 20. That's not possible. Okay, so we know this line is not 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So there's a 5 on it, and now we know there's a 4 on it. I mean, you know, I'm clutching at straws here. I've got nothing really to go on. So let's just try and think about what that means. Can 3 be here? 4, 5, and 9 is not on it. That's what we worked out. This can't be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 because this box breaks down. Okay, so 9 is not on this line. 9 is also not there or there because this won't work. So 9 is in one of these two cells. Now, if 9 is here, that's a 7 because it sees an 8, 9 pair, and that's an 8. And that is just known. If 9 is there, this is a 1. The digits on this renban are obviously 2 to 9. I mean, it's getting interesting. Right, 4 and 5 are there, 9 is here. If 3 is not on the line, then these digits are 1, 2, 3, and 9. And the one that's not a 9 here is low. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think it's a problem, but I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did know. I don't know. If 6 isn't on this line, then 6, 7, 8, 9 are here. That is a 6, 7 pair. Now let's just think about what does happen. If this is 6 with a 2, 1 here, This is 7 with a 2 here, but these two have to add up to 9 without using 1, 2, or 6. They have to be 4, 5 in that case. So then we'd have 6, 2, 1, 4, 5. And what I'm positing is a line here that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 2, 1, 4, 5, and that's a 7. So these are 9, 8, and we've got 1, 2, 6, 4, 5. This would be a 3, 7 pair with a 2 there. Actually, that is feasible. That would be a 1. We'd have 3, 1, 7, 2. I mean, you'd get a lot filled in again. That would be really powerful. And that's all based on this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line. Oh, I'd love it if I could tell that that was the case. I cannot do that. Oh. Okay, where am I at? Right, this green cell cannot be on this line anywhere. It sees all the digits on it. So if it's 9, this could only be at a maximum 87654. If that's 8, this can be at a maximum 76543. So 5 and 4 are again both on this Renban. And they all see this cell, which can't be 4, 5, 8, or 9 now. Thrilling information, isn't it? Oh, there's so little to go on. There's so little to go on. Soter is an evil genius, and that's just becoming borne in on me yet again now. One of those is definitely a 9. I mean, that almost feels like more information than I'm expecting to be able to achieve. Oh, where's 9 in this column? Because 9 and 8 see that cell, so it's got to be in one of these 3. So that's not a 9. Let me try that again. Where's 8 in this column? It's not on any of those blue cells. It's too big for them, and it's not there because of the 8-9 pair. So 8's in one of those cells. So this is not an 8. Now remember, these two are the sum of these 5. The most they can be now is 16, 9 and 7, and they're at least 15 as a sum. Well, that's very interesting. Oh, hang on. Here's another really interesting fact. I'm looking at the possibility of 9 and 8 being in those cells, but I'm suddenly noticing that yellow cannot be on this line. Well, that feels very interesting. Why can't yellow be on this line? Because that yellow sees those 3 cells. The yellow in one of that yellow sees all of these other ones. That's why. So this line cannot have 9 and 8 on it because it would have to have yellow. Yellow, in fact, cannot be 9 now. No, hang on, that's not right. That's not right. In fact, yellow is 9. Yellow can't be 8 because that would be an 8. One of these two would be 9, and this line couldn't have 8 on. Oh, brilliant. So yellow is 9. And now green is 8, and that's where we get the information. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 with a 2, 6 pair there and a 1, 3, 4 triple here. And I am feeling very excited that after 21 minutes, I've found a break-in this puzzle. I mean, I'm calling it a break-in. You might not, but hey, it is. Now, 9 had to be in one of those cells. That's why I know it's not in those. Ooh, this can't be 8. Can this be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No, because you couldn't fill those two. Brilliant. This does not have an 8 on this line, and 8 can't be there. 8 is in one of these 2 cells with 9. They are a 9-8 pair. Oh, this line, you see, I want to, yes, this line has a 7 on it. And it's either 876 or 987. That 7's in one of these two cells, and this digit is not a 7. That's a 5. That's a 7. These are selected from 6, 7, 8, 9, I suppose. Can't go down to 5. Yeah, that's fine. Now, this 8 line, this pair, right, we've had 8 and 9 there, and there's a low digit here. This can't be 3. And I think I might have gone into this earlier. That can't be 3 because you'd have to put 2 and 1 here because they can't go on the line if that's 3. That's a 1. This line now contains 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this digit is 2 or 7, making this one 6 or 1. That's a weird combo, but that's right. I'm now going to remove the pencil marks there. Good. Well, that was a break-in. That took a long time to get to, but it was very exciting. Now, there's a 9 in one of those cells. It can't be here because of the 8-9 pair. Now, has this 8 done all the work it can do for us? That will be annoying if it has, but I think there's every chance that that's right. For this to be a 9, that's 8. This is 9, 7, 8. Oh, it's possible. These two digits we know go here and here, so they're selected from 2, 3, 4, 6. That's a slight weirdism that has suddenly become apparent. Now, this line has got an 8 on it and not a 9. So this line is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's not any cells on that see everything, but there's no 1 on this line. So the 1 in this box is in one of those two cells. The 1 in box 9. Now we've got 9. So these 6 add up to 18. And none of them is this digit. Is that? I don't really get it. If that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a 3. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Okay, I do know that there are 3 ways of having 3 cells that add up to 9. 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, and 2, 3, 4. And these two groups must be different ones of those, because there's not, you couldn't have the same groups, obviously. I mean, that digit is common to them both. So if that's a 1, these two groups are 1, 2, 6 and 1, 3, 5. If that's a 2, they're 1, 2, 6 and 2, 3, 4. If that's a 3, they're 1, 3, 5 and 2, 3, 4 in some order. I don't know how to use that. This line doesn't have an 8 on. This is a Renban without an 8 on. So it doesn't have 9 on either. And it does have 5, 4, and 3 on it. And they all see that cell, which can't be 3 or 4. So that is 2, 6, which must be the same as this digit. Remember, those two are in those positions. So that is the same as that. I'm going to colour them. This one is the same as that. And it's therefore 3 or 4, which is not going to do anything, but it's interesting. And this digit, oh, it can't be in any of those cells, red in box 4. I'd love to say it can't be in those cells, but it could be a 6. Oh, if it is a 6, oh, this can't be a 6-2 pair. Look at that, because one of them would be red. Oh my goodness, this is a 1-7 pair. I was not expecting to crack that through looking at this. Now we've got a 1, 7 double X-wing. So 1 and 7 go in these cells. I know 7 doesn't go on this blue line because it couldn't add up to 9 then. So 1 and 7 are up here. Does that have to be a 1 on the line? No. If 1 is not on the line, though, that is a 2, 3, 4 triple. Then 1 would be in one of these cells. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If that was a 2, 3, 4 triple, these would have to be 5 and 6. Feels quite interesting. If that was a 2, 3, 4 triple, we've got 5, 6 here, a 1, 7 pair there, 9 there, and 8 there. That's extraordinary. We'd fill in most of the box. That really is strange. For this to be 7. Oh no, I was thinking of this as a Renban line, and that's quite wrong. Oh, these now add up to 15 or 16. So this is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There's no 8 there. So the 8 in the box has to be in these cells along with 9. And there's an 8 down here and an 8 there. There must be an 8 in one of these two cells along with a 9. That is a 9-8 pair. Now we can place 7 in the box and then 1. Fan-dabby-dozy. Oh, that's a relief. Right. This is either a 3-5 or a 2-6 pair, not including the number 4. Is that interesting? No. Again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It does not include the number 7, which is in one of these two cells in the box. And this digit has become a 6. And now this Renban it's on is 6, 7, 8. And that's a 9. And this is a 1. Oh, it's the fractured flow is beginning to flow. Now, no, I don't know. We've got 9 on that line. I don't think that does anything. 6 and 7. 6 is there, and that means 6 is in one of these cells, and therefore they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, adding up to 16, and that's a 7. That's quite an interesting deduction. One of them is a 6. And if they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, this pair is 7 and 5, and we know the order. And these remaining digits in the row are low. These ones are not 1, so they're from 2, 3, 4, forming a triple. This one, I don't know, it is low, but I don't know what it is. Maybe I will do... Oh, I bet that can't be... Interesting. If that's a 6, this line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's a 2, this line is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's go back to this triple. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1. The other digits we've got to place in this box are 9, 8, 5. That one sees 8 and 5, so that's a 9. This pair is a 5, 8 pair. They're looking across at this cell, which is 9, and this one, which is 8. I don't think the colouring is really helping anymore, but I'm enjoying the cells that I've got through it. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now, I don't know. It doesn't have to be 6, 1, does it? 1 is either there in this box or there. They're the only two places left by Sudoku. There's a 5 in one of those two cells. And a 7 as well, I think. Yes, that's a 5, 7 pair. These digits are the counterparts of these in terms of 2, 3, 4, and 6. I mean, that's just weird. Okay, we're selecting from 2, 3, 4, and 6. This can't be a 2 because it would have to go with a 5. Seven, 1, 8, 9. This is either a 2, 6 pair or a 3, 5 pair. This is not 5, 2. It's either 6, 1 or 3, 4. It's amazing how intimate you become with all the features of a puzzle after not very long. I don't think, I mean, I haven't really thought about that line in a while, but every other line, I have some familiarity with its intricacies. So 5 on this line is, I thought I knew something about 5 on this line. I don't know why I thought that a moment ago. I thought, oh yeah, 5 on this line's down in one of 2 places, but I don't know what I was thinking now. Sorry. How about this pair that adds up to the same as these 3? Let's just maximize it. 6 there, which sees 8, 9, 7, and 8 here. So 14 is the maximum. And that digit, oh, let's go back to this line, which is either 2, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would definitely need the 1 there. That would be a 5, and this would be a 2, 3, 4 triple. Oh, I'd love to falsify that. Actually, 1 and 5 there would make that very doable, wouldn't it? This can't be 9, 8, or 7 either. Or 6. Oh, no, it could. Could it be 6? Yes, it could, I think. Just got to pause a little and take in the joy of having climbed halfway up the mountain before we try and take on the rest. Okay, this line adds up to an even number because it's in 2 segments that add up to the same thing. They add up to an even number, so these 2 add up to an odd number because the total of the whole row is an odd number. It's 45, by the way. Oh, we've got a 1 in one of those cells, so the 1 in the first column is in one of those 2. That's not doing it. There is a 7 in one of these 2 cells in column 2. I don't think this line's very helpful. It's really all about this one. So I thought a little bit about if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The alternative is if it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what's happening then? Then the 7 on the line has to be here. And these are from 3, 4, 5, 6 along with that. I don't know. 5, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing what's going on. Yeah, maybe I've got to be thinking still about this. This digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. I mean, I'm sorry to pencil mark, but it might matter. So the absolute minimum on this line in box 5 is a 1, 2, and a 5 equals 8. So the minimum for these 2 equals 8. That's not very interesting, is it? No, I don't think it is. I mean, it's something I hadn't thought about, but... Oh, here's a thought. Where does 8 go in this column? I don't know. Is this worth thinking about? I think because 8 is already on this line, it can't go on those cells. That's fair. If 8 went here, that might make things a bit difficult for this blue line because 8 would be there, and then on the long section of the blue line. No, I don't know what that means. I've just noted these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't we need a digit from 2, 3, or 4 here? No, not necessarily, actually. If red is 2, we don't. Bother. We do need the other digit from 5 and 8. And something else. No, I don't know. Okay, let's have a look at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 2 end up in those 2. Oh, they don't include the 5, therefore. Isn't that weird? Oh, that's maybe how I did that 5 earlier. There's a 5 in one of those cells in the top row. So those can't be a 5. So one of those two is a 5. I think my brain saw that earlier and then I couldn't actually clutch it back at the right moment. Now, if that's a 5, this is a 3. And then this bright green is a 4. If that's a 5, this is a 6-2 pair. Don't know what that implies. Whichever one is there would be in one of these cells. These digits can't be 8 or 9 or 5, 7 or 1 in the row. So 5, 7, 1, 8, 9. This is also from 2, 3, 4, 6. I know it's not very helpful to pencil mark lots of digits into cells, but I've got nothing much else going on in the puzzle, so I've got to think about it. Oh, this digit doesn't appear on this line in this box. So if it was a 5, it would have to go here. Couldn't go there, and it couldn't be on the line. It would have to go here and there. There'd be a 1 here, and that would put a 1 here. It does all just hang together still, but it's very constrained. Okay, the alternative is that that's a 7. And annoyingly, that's not really a problem here because it's already in box 9, not on the line. I mean, I think that probably is a 7 on that basis, but I have not proved that. Okay, here's another thought. If that didn't work, I was going to say, doesn't that cell have to be in one of those two? No, that cell is definitely not in one of those two. If that's a 5, we know 5's up there. If that's a 7, we know 7's there. That cell is not one of those two. Is that interesting? It probably isn't. These are from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those two are the same as those two and are from this group. They could easily be a 2, 6 pair. But they could easily not be a 2, 6 pair. This digit can't be 4. I've just remembered we can't have a 4 on this line or we'd need another one. So in fact this is, depending what that is, 6, 2 or 5. I mean, I know it's getting too much pencil mark now, but there we go. Four is very likely to be down here. Otherwise, it's here in a 2, 3, 4 line. No, I can't see what that does either. Now, what did we know about this line? We knew it didn't have 9 on it. Do we know it doesn't have 1 on it? Not quite. Or do we? Why did I say 1 had to be in one of those cells? There was a very good reason for that. And I can't remember what it was now. It was because I said 1 wasn't on the line. Oh, because 8's on it. So we know it's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So the 7 on this line now has to be in one of these two cells. And if it's here, that's a 5. And then 5 would have to be here. So if that's a 7, that's 5, that's 1. This is 7. I mean, again, we can go through all the permutations here that result, and there are quite a lot of them, but I don't think they quite lead me to a solution. These ones are 1, 2, and bright green. So that is the opposite of bright green as a 3 or 4. Is that worth colouring? I don't think it is. I don't think it is yet. Okay, I haven't thought about this line enough. That has to be the conclusion. That's an important conclusion. No, hang on. This line's the one I know about. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if this line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what do we know? We know that's the 1 and that's the 5. And they add up to 6 plus something here. 1, 5, and these would be 2, 3, 4. That would be 6, obviously. Then we'd have 5 and 9 at the top and bottom of the column. Don't know what that means. I've just noticed there's a 9 in one of those cells. That's probably not doing anything. Also, that's not a 9. One of these 3 is a 9. So this line again, it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1 there and 5 there, or it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where that is the 7. These other cells are 3, 4, 5, 6 in some order. That would make this a 1. Have I just made that a 1 either way round? I mean, that's weird. I don't think I have, but right, hang on. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a 1 and that's a 5. Then this is 7. That doesn't have much effect on this silly line. This line might be the most important one, and I'm just not getting it. This is 2 to 8, because it's got an 8 on and not a 9, so that is correct. The digits on this line are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is one odd digit on these two, either 3 or 5. Because we worked out earlier that's an odd and an even because of the total of this row. So if it's 1, 5, that's a 7. And then these would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Now there's too many of them. 1, 2, 3, 6. Oh, I've literally gone absolutely mad. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is an 8-cell line. I've thought it was 7 the whole time. Okay, I don't think that changes very much apart from marking a 1 in one of those cells, which I don't think I've used. I really hope not. This is an 8-cell line. It has everything except 9 on it. Everything. Mark. Now, what does that mean? That means something more helpful than I was understanding. It has every digit on it. So those 2 digits, it has every digit on it except 9. Those 2 digits are on the line because they're not 9. So they must appear here and here. And they can't therefore be 7 because that's not possible. So that is a 5. And one of those 2 is a 5. It has to be that one. This digit, oops, appears there. Oh, so blindingly obvious now. Right, now I've got 5 placed in row 3. And now that makes this a 3 to make this add up to 9. Okay, this is huge. This is huge. This pair are selected from 2, 4, 6. So they're either 2, 4 or 2, 6. And we knew 8 was down there. Okay, that blue is the same as that. This digit, where's that in this box? It's not on the line and it's not in those cells. It's 9 or 7. It's got to be 7. That's placed 7 here. What's that 5 done? It would really help if I could count the length of a line, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm so annoyed with myself. Blue is there. Okay, I mean, I think we're kind of done with this line. That's so weird, but we've done everything we can with it. Now, we got a 7 onto this line, which is therefore 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 5 has to be here. These are from 3, 4, 6. That is now a 2 because it sees everything on the line. That's red. That's a 2. 6 next to it there. That's not a 2. There's only one place for 2 in this box. We got it. Right. These two are from 5. Then neither of them are 5, actually. In fact, 5's placed in box 7. Now that's a 9. These are therefore not 5. That's 5. And these are 6, 8. 6, 8, 7, 9, 5. That is 3 or 4. Now we're going to do the maths on this line. If that was an 8, this is no good. We'd be up to 12 minimum, and that would need at least a 7. But if that was an 8, it couldn't have 7, 8, or 9. So that's a 6. We're going to have to keep this down. 6, 3, 1 is 10. Well, this is going to have to be more than a 5, or more than a 4, so it's 8 now. So that adds up to 13. These are going to have to add up to 7, and they are a 3, 4 pair. And this pair is a 1, 2 pair. I don't know why I've got 1 in one. I put 1 in one of those cells based on the false pencil mark of the 1 over here, which was based on the miscount of the line. I think that's the only thing I did wrong with the line. Right, blue, blue. Blue is not 7 or 5, so that's blue. Blue is now 1 or 2. This line, 3, 4, and 6. I don't know. What about this blue line with a 7 on it? Maximum 17, minimum 11 for those two cells. Well, they don't add up to 17. They now have to add up to at least 11. If they didn't have an 8 in, how could they do that? 6 and 4. No, they have an 8 in. There's the 8. That's going to sort out 9 and 8 by Sudoku. Oh, 3 over there has dealt with bright green. Puts a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. I might finish in under an hour. That's 1 or 2 by Sudoku, and they're both on this line. They're both in this box now as well. 1, 2, 5, 9, 7. So 3's in one of those cells. I was going to do this line, wasn't I? 7, at least 12. So this is 4 or 6 now. If it's 12, no, hang on. 7, 3, and 1 is at least 10. I'm so sorry. So there's a lot more possibilities there. Let's just do the row. That's not a 4. That's not a 4. In this row, we've got 5, 4, 9. I can actually fill them in, I think. 4, 5, 9. These are from 2, 3, 6, and include a 3. This is now 10, 11, or 14. That's not a 6 anymore. 9, 1, 7, 8, 2, 5. This is 3, 4, or 6 in the column. This column, that can't be 4. Oh, this row I've got a 1, 2 pair. That's 3, 4, 6. I don't quite know how that works yet. What's this? 8, 9, 1, 7, 5, 3. This is 2, 4, 6 as well. It's going to be all about that. No, hang on. It might be about this. One of those two is a 6, so that's not a 6 at the bottom. In fact, that digit is 3 or 4, and it's going to have to go here, and it can't be a 3, so that's a 4. That's a 4. That places 8 there. This is an 8. That's been an 8 for a while. That is now a 3, 6 pair. This is a 3, 6 pair as well, bizarrely. 3, 6, 8, 7. These are from 1, 2, 9. That one can't be 9, so that one is. Got a 1, 2 pair looking at that, which is a 3. That makes that a 4. And 14 on this line makes that a 6. And now we are going to finish in under an hour. What a puzzle. I mean, yes, I know there was a period when I didn't help myself by not adding up a line right. It wasn't that long. In fact, 4, 3 there are done. That's become a 1. 4 and 2 there are done. This is a 2, 6 pair. That line seems to work. That's 2, that's 1. That's 1 because it's blue. That's 1 and 2. 3 and 6. That's a 2. Are we going to finish with another 3 in the corner? No, we're not. We're going to finish with a 3 there. Actually, I've got one digit over here to do. Let's just get rid of the colour in the puzzle. And put a 3 in here and wait for a celebration. Yes, that is really tough for me. But it's superb. I mean, every deduction along that, including the break-in after 21 minutes, was fantastic. That is Soter for you. Something else. Something other. Right. Thank you for watching. An absolute pleasure to be with you again tonight, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.